socket. I'm not going to have a use for this socket anymore. Okay, so I got everything ready except for my secret idea. Hey, that made my day. Set line catches its fish. Hi, I'm Greg Ovens, and this is Ovens Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. This year, Zach Fowler invited me on his second season of his 30-day survival challenge. For 30 days, we'll have to live off of plants and whatever we can catch and cook. Day 25. Yesterday was very productive, day 24. We caught 5 fish. Zach caught 2. I caught 3. So we have fish for a couple of days still. So the plan today is to go down, day 25, down the bottom into the valley to check on plants. There's some plants down there that probably aren't up here, but the main reason we're going is for the blueberries. Up high here, like we're up near these alpine lakes, and we're so high up that the blueberries in this area around here are still in flower. So I did see one up near the lake that had little green berries on it. So, but I believe that these berries up here are probably a month behind the blueberries that are down, 2,000 feet lower. So we're gonna take a hike down to the bottom and see if we can't find some ripe blueberries. We only have 5 more days up here, but boy, it would be nice just to have a feast of blueberries. This is what's going on up here. You see the blueberries are still in flower. The little flowers on them. It's pretty high up where we are. I mean, these are huge mountains. I mean, yes, the mountains still tower above us, but these mountains, I mean, this is the Rocky Mountains, man. It's 3rd biggest mountain chain in the world. Hope you're rooting for us to get some blueberries, because we really could use the energy the sugar would bring us, Okay, off we go. Found a wild strawberry that's ripe. Yeah, so we might get some berries. We got caught in a big thunderstorm, lightning and thunder. We're getting soaked. It's a downpour. So we got under some big trees here where it's dry and waited out for a bit. Wait till the rainstorm stops and carry on. Hopefully it'll clear up for us. Wouldn't that be special? Grab a few strawberries, try to get our energy up for the hike back. Haven't noticed any blueberries yet. They're weird little mushrooms. Where is it? I can't find it. No blueberries were ripe. Pick a few strawberries on the way. These are actually nice big strawberries. For wild strawberries, they don't really get any bigger than that. It's about as big as you'll find around here. It was disappointing. Blueberries are still green. We'll get some sugar out of these little strawberries at least. It's getting tough out here now. 25 days. Just got to stop every couple of 100 feet, just no energy left. This takes a lot out of you living off the land for 30 days. But I think we're going to start working on a little feature to our tree shelters that Zach wants to build, I think like a drawbridge or something. So we'll probably work on that for a bit. Just going to eat a few more strawberries to try to get some energy up for the last little bit of this hill. It's pretty brutal.
Ate a strawberry, and it gave me the energy, and I ran the whole rest of the way up the mountain.
One berry did that.
3.
Whew. Back at camp. That was a hike. Oh boy. Bad thing is it didn't even really pay off. It's not always fun when you don't eat, but we've maintained our energy pretty good, and I know we've lost some weight, but it's when we get back and weigh ourselves, we'll figure out how much weight we've lost in the 30 days. So we just gotta grin and bear it. I don't know, I think I might have lost 20 pounds. I'm just guessing. Be interesting to know. Sucked that in the wrong way. Oh man, a lot of smoke in that. Get this again, then you just gotta use this. That really concentrates the where you're blowing. Split pretty easy, that one. Well, that's kind of unique. A center dowel here. I split that. This dowel came right out of the center here. I'll tell you what, maybe what I'll do is make a bow drill. Maybe I'll start one fire with a bow drill, just because I can. And this will be my spindle, my fire stick, my drill, to be technical. Of course, spruce is not as good as cedar, but you've seen us do it with flint and magnifying glass, everything else. Why not bow drill, eh? It's a nice and straight piece. Okay, there's my drill. Yeah, I know I look like an animal, but okay, so I'm out looking for some parts for my bow drill. One thing that I'm out looking for my bow, which I haven't found yet, but something I always use for a bow drill fire. I'll show you. We'll find some dry rotted stump like this that's soft, easy to grind into a powder, so that when I get the coal on my bow drill, then I can use this to keep the coal and make the coal bigger. Well, that's the end of day 25. Cut some posts for a ladder. We're going to install a ladder that can pull up with a counterbalance. We're going to have to go to the lake and see about some more fish tomorrow for sure as well. It was nice to get those strawberries just for something to change of taste. Stay tuned. Pretty high up.
The 30-Day Survival Challenge Season 2 Canadian Rockies has been brought to you in part by Dr. Squatch Soap, Hidden Woodsman Gear, Go Prepared Survival, Outdoor Vitals, Wazoo Survival Gear, Simple Shot Shooting Sports, and Grim Workshop. Check out the link in the description below for the gear video of the 30-Day Survival Challenge.
I'm headed to the lake. It's day 26. Headed to the lake. Try to catch some fish. We only have one fish left. He's going to be working on a drawbridge for the tree shelters. And tomorrow I believe we're going to try to make a raft. I'm going to do my bow drill fire later today. There's a twist to my bow drill socket that I want to show you that makes it much easier for people that are, say, handicapped or physically challenged in some way. I've got a method that makes the bow drill much easier, so you want to watch that for later today. The best method of using a bow drill, the best way, the best technique, the best way to build a successful bow drill kit. I have to check my set line. Hopefully there's something on it. And also I have to check the and reset the gopher snare. So keep tuned in to both our channels. We always have something interesting. There's things coming up today, tomorrow, right to the very end. Until we leave, we'll be doing something. So anyways, off to the lake we go. Let's go. Back to check my set line. Well, it looks like it went off. Now, I mean, it could be just the wind that sets it off too. You know, sometimes we'll have to check. I'll show you anyways here. Okay, so the trigger's gone off. You see, the line's still going into the water. The trap went off, whether it was the wind, because it's been windy lately too. So, you know, it doesn't mean it wasn't the wind that set the trigger. I'm not sure what's going on yet. It could have just been the wind, as long as it's not all snagged on stuff, which it seems to be. I don't know if it's caught on a stick or what. Well, it's coming slowly. Oh, there. I thought I had it. Oh, there. You know what? We'd have a fish on it. I can see the fish. The fish was snagged on something down. The fish was snagged on like some sticks over there where I couldn't see hardly. There. See? My set line. There we go. Fish on my set line. That makes me happy, okay? Like, I know these traps work because I've used them and I've caught lots of fish with these set lines. It's a good thing there's an eagle and an osprey hanging around that they didn't grab my fish from the bottom where it was snagged on those logs or them sticks. We weren't in a situation where I had to go out and set 10 of them all along the lake. Now, had I done that, I would have caught many more with this trap by now. I guarantee you that. But what the fish would have been doing is it would have been fighting this paracord, because this is stiff. And that's the beauty of these traps, is they go back and forth and they fight that fish for you. Well, I mean, it's a set line. It sets the hook and it fights the fish and wears it out. But anyways, right on. My set line worked. I'm happy. Now we got another fish. Hey, that made my day. Day 26. Set line catches its fish. Beauty.
Ah, that water's cold, boy.
Oh. You know, I thought I'd show you these two big boulders here. I showed you that big log that was lying down and how you could make a shelter there. And this would make a good shelter as well, because you could put poles across, make your roof and your thatching, block the back in. There's already some trees. You could block this in, have it like big horseshoe here, You could have a fire here and it would reflect off these big boulders, would collect the heat. And if you made your bed in here somehow, these rocks would reflect the heat and keep you warm. I always keep my eye out for shelter situations. Now, of course, I mean, if you're going out in the bush, take a tarp. But these are survival techniques. You still want to master being able to build a waterproof shelter. So always look, you know, overhanging rocks are good. You run poles, but these would be ideal. You can run your poles on the top. You can thatch it with bark, moss. Get out there one day, find a spot, try to make a waterproof shelter, because shelter is an important aspect of outdoor survival, just like fire. Well, thanks to my set line, it doesn't really matter if I get any more fish, but I did catch one that I didn't film. That wind seems to come up every day. I gotta turn the camera off for a while because I forgot to bring an extra battery and it looks like I don't have a lot of time. So if I catch one, then I'll start the camera. Well, I'll tell you what, that really sucks. I just caught a nice one. I said, well, I gotta save my battery power because I'm looking at the battery power and I'm worried about the camera dying. So I hit record, but I didn't push the camera button on, so you missed the whole scene of me catching the fish just now. I'll show you the fish though. Of course, keep in mind, one of them came off of my set line, but that doesn't matter. That still counts. So today I want to make it a point of trying to catch 4 fish and set a record for this lake and be one up on Zach, eh? That would be great. Let's try to catch one more, and this time try to remember to set the camera to on. Okay, so the trap did go off and I'm trying to figure out, I mean, it's hard to say what happened, but the loop is smaller now. I don't see any sign of any fur or anything. It's hard to say what set this off. I mean, I'm just glad I had success with my fish set line. This might have been just the work of the wind once again because of the wind, but I'll reset it and check it again tomorrow because I think we're coming up here tomorrow. Zach wants to build a raft. So this is the fish. It's all cooked now that was on the set line. I'm gonna eat that guy up. But I'm just glad to have caught something on the set line because that's one of the goals I had. So I accomplished that. You don't always accomplish what you set out to do. You either run out of time, run out of energy, or sometimes your ideas don't even work. So that's a fact. You can't expect all your ideas to work. That is being unrealistic, in my opinion. Not everything you touch is going to turn to gold. But the trap worked, so in my eyes, the trap's golden for this trip. And it was good fish though. It's getting there. So just a few more rocks maybe.
I know,
right?
it wouldn't even take that many more rocks just
No.
to, we don't have a block and tackle. I don't feel like whittling a block and tackle.
No.
I mean, I do, but we don't have time
We don't
for
have
all
time,
that.
man.
Yeah, yeah, and the net, that should hold more rocks easily.
That's a grand idea. Bow drill fire. Ooh. Just about lost my balance on this log here. Wouldn't be the first time. We're almost out of time, but I hope you found things interesting, and if you like these videos or this challenge here, I mean, watch it more than once. Click on the likes and share it. Share it, man, please. Because there's going to be more adventures coming up after this. But it helps us out. It keeps us going. So the more people that watch it, the better. So share and watch again. Well, that should work as my bow. I've got all my parts. My bow, my fireboard, my temporary socket. This is just to get my hole started until I get my notch in the fireboard. You'll see my drill. Take some paracord, nothing special. Tie it like that, and then I'll just tie it back here, cutting a little notch for the paracord without hopefully cutting my finger right off. Gotta be careful. Zachy just about cut his foot off with the axe today. Went right through his boot, cut him pretty good. And I guess maybe it's an indication we're just getting tired and worn down. Maybe not paying attention the way we should. In the groove, I'll come around and just wrap this end and then tie it. So I gotta go get my coat, these skeeters. Make sure you give yourself enough length. And I've got a fairly thick drill, so I gotta allow enough slack in the line to get it on. Sometimes you gotta play with it a little bit until you get it right. Doesn't look bad. Gouge out a spot, drill the hole. Won't be able to see my face, but that's probably a good thing, right? If you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just gouging a hole, make it so this will start spinning in there. Boy, I tell you, these mosquitoes just drive you insane. This is just all temporary. Be nice if the mosquitoes were temporary as well, but that's not likely. Try to find a semi-flat spotter. So now we get this started, if it'll stay. Seems like it is. Okay, I'm happy with that. Drilled a nice little hole. This is wearing in nicely. Now I just have to make a notch. The socket, I'm not going to have a use for this socket anymore. Just heard a little holler and Zach working on the ladder, and it kind of got away on him and almost flipped him. I just got to cut notches in here now. Okay, so this is what the notch will look like. Now, I didn't quite go to the middle. They say go to the middle, but see how this is tapered? It's going to get thicker as it goes anyways. So I'm going to take the tip of this off, and it's going to get thicker anyways, so that's good enough. Cut the other one, and then we're ready to go. And then I'll show you my secret idea. You'll have to stay tuned. Okay. So I got everything ready except for my secret idea. Now that we have all our parts, I'll show you the Bushcrafter's secret weapon for a bow drill. This log. This is going to be our socket. We're not going to mess around holding it, trying to stabilize it and fight with it. Drill a hole in here for my drill. Doesn't even have to be much. Fireboard. Well, you got to put the drill on, or I mean the bow on the drill. That would be handy. Got to keep it straight. Now it stabilizes everything. You see? Now I don't have to do anything. I just have to spin it. Hand free. See? Nothing to it. And if I find it's not stable enough sideways, I'll put a couple of stakes in the ground beside it here. Well, the stake's not going in very good. I think it's crooked. Do you see the advantages to this? It's putting the pressure. I don't have to put pressure on the drill, and I don't have to stabilize it. I don't have to do, I gotta readjust those stakes. They're kind of in my way. It doesn't look like I need those stakes on this particular one. There's branches on this tree that are stabilizing it anyway. Never attempt a bow drill fire unless you've got everything prepared and ready to go. The other thing I like to show you is I like to put a notch, in my notch, a little wedge to catch the powder. And then I just get my coal going right in the fireboard. That's a good way to keep your powder. And you can adjust it as the thing goes down. You can adjust it to different spots. As the drill gets deeper, you can adjust your wedge if you have to. Okay, so we're gonna set it up, get our tinder, and get a fire. Try to keep it fairly straight. Get rid of any obstructions in the way here. You see how easy that's gonna be? Okay, so you'll remember that I collected like the dry rotted stump yesterday. My old man's beard. I've got my little sticks. I've got my little pine needles. Well, spruce needles. Nothing obstructing. Oh. All right, so it's going. Now that I have my coal, I want to get it bigger. I'll just kick it right into the notch. And that, I kick it right into the hole that the drill was drilling, and it kind of protects it from the wind. You see, once you have this coal, you're home free. I mean, all you have to do is get this coal big enough with the dry rotted stump, and I just wait and I let this coal get big. And the thing is, if you're attempting the fire, don't blow the coal right out. Quit before you blow it right out, because you can always add more powder and get the coal big again. Never rush it to the point where you blow the coal right out. Just take your time with that coal, but don't put so much stuff on it that you smother it. You want to be able to see little puffs of smoke. See, and I don't care if it takes me 15 minutes to get this coal the way I want it. It doesn't bother me. I usually get it about the size of a quarter. And you already have it. Just get it big. As soon as it turns red now, I'll attempt it. I'm just going to take a little bit of old man's beard, needles, and if we don't get it the first try, then we'll build the coal up again. That's simple. Try to get closer so you can see better, eh? I know I kind of screwed up there because I got everything in the way of the camera. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, I guess, eh? Okay. You see how that is the easiest method? Now, I don't have to build this into a fire. We got a fire over there. This is a demonstration. And keep this end sharp too when you're attempting it. Less friction on the other end, the better. The best method of bow drill. Seem to be burning my fireboard. Oh well. Yeah, I just soon not burn my fireboard right up. That's still, I can always make new notches. Waiting for Zach. You know, he went off somewhere. I got an idea. Jeremiah Johnson made his way into the mountains, betting on forgetting all the troubles that he knew. The trail was wide and narrow, but the eagle and the sparrow showed him the path he was to follow as they flew. A mountain man's a lonely man, he leaves a life behind. Now how does it go? Oh yeah. The story doesn't always go the way you had in mind. And Jeremiah's story was that kind. Yes, Jeremiah's story was that kind.